What's the worst that could happen if I don't follow the QLA steps? That is a question I occasionally get asked. And I want to give you an example of what can happen. So, I have a mentee. I'm not going to use his name, but he's got a lot of good traits. He's enthusiastic. He also is in a hurry to get things done. Those are both good qualities. But he also just wants to jump to doing a deal, and he also wants to jump to doing a big deal. So we went back and forth about how important it was to follow the steps, but he reminded me of many kids when you tell them that they can't touch the stove, which is hot, because they'll get burned. They have to reach out and touch it themselves. And I said to him, I think, that's what comes to mind when I think of what you're doing. You don't have an accountant and lawyer on your board. You don't have your outside lawyers and accountants on a success fee. He did have outside lawyers, but they were not on a success fee. And he ended up this week saying that the deal that he fast-forwarded to apparently didn't come together, but he did get a bill, actually two bills, each for $10,000 from his law firm. So, why is it important to follow the steps? One, because you need the credibility of the people around you on your team to maneuver you through areas where you would run into problems, as well as help guide you through the acquisitions and process successfully. But more importantly, they will end up not only giving you credibility, but also showing you and maybe tempering some of the white-hot enthusiasm with a plan as well, and making sure that everybody's on the same page here. So what would have happened had he gone ahead and gotten accountants and lawyers on a success-oriented fee basis? Well, what would have first happened was any fees that he incurred for busted deals, even if they were discounted and rolled, unless it was 100% discount, which is possible, those would have been rolled to the first successful deal. So he would not have gotten a bill for $10,000 and another bill for $10,000. And I think also one of the things that entices him is he says he has a problem with getting excited over the small deals. But like many things, you're usually not very good at things when you first start. When we started to learn to walk, we fell over a bunch of times. And while your dream team or board of directors will help you minimize the effects of that, still in the beginning, you won't be all that good. So it's important not to go ahead and get a big deal that has a lot of complexity to it and learn on that one. It's much better to do a small deal, then a smaller deal, and then eventually move up from that. So the first deal might be £1 million or euros or dollars. The second, maybe 2, then 4 or 5. And then after 4 or 5 deals, you've got 8 to 12 million maybe in revenue or turnover. So again, it's really important to follow the QLA steps that Dan Pena laid out back in 1993. And it's a good lesson to learn. This person, I think, has learned from the experience and is now on track to indeed follow the steps. Time will tell on that. But it will end up saving you a lot of time, and it will end up saving you a lot of money if you follow the steps. Conversely, it will cost you time and cost you money if you don't follow the steps. So how do you learn the steps? You can go to Dan Pena's website. You can go to my website and get the brucewhipple.com/free class, which is the short version. Or you can get the boot camp recordings, which is about 12 hours. And that's brucewhipple.com/deep dive boot camp. All of those work, whether it's free or whether it's a course. But most important, follow the steps.